some introductions. My name is Carrie. I'm here to make a little extra cash so that I can afford this warrant that I got. But that's none of y'all business. Welcome to night school.
This book is kind of thick. I thought it'd be more like a leaflet.
If you're not going to do the work, drop the class.
No, I'm going to do the work. You'll see.
We'll see.
Yes, we will.
Great.
Superb.
Excellent.
Good.
Yeah. You're going to be a financial analyst?
I am, and it starts immediately. I've been waiting on the Lord to bring me a pint-sized little man who can fill this out. Come and get your chicken from the Lord.
You take that test, or I'll tenderize your ass.
I rebuke you.
Take this damn suit off. Are you trying to get your GED? Are you trying to get your GED?
Yes.
You can get out my way, bitch. My suspicions were correct. Oh, you're clinically dumb. There is no cure for what you have.
Oh, my God. I got learning herpes? I got the gift that keep on giving?
Boy. You did the black voice thing with him?
It's not a black voice, not a black voice.
You don't remember when you was in that meeting, you was like, we gonna get it lit up in here, this meeting lit.
It was very lit.
I keep it 100.
When have I ever not kept it 100?
Look, Taryn Gilliam, I understand that you were in 12 Years a Slave, but that does not automatically give you the black card to do whatever you want to. I mean, I've seen 12 Years a Slave and a bunch of other black movies, but I've never had the urge to act like a black person just by, watching, just by doing all that and all that. But, you get the idea here. I kind of lost my train of thought at the end there, but bottom line, welcome to Time About the Movies, everybody. September 28th, 2018, first time in a long time that we've had weeks where we just had, just 1 week's worth of movies in general. But, September has a lot of movies overall, and we're ending the month on a pretty good note with a couple of movies here. Starting off with our first film here, and that is Night School, which combines Kevin Hart and Tiffany Haddish. This is her big first movie since the success of Girls Trip the year before. And, it's got its good moments, but definitely one of those movies that felt like they left a lot on the table in terms of good stuff here, but, it's not bad, but you have a group of troublemakers who are forced to attend night school and hope that they'll pass their GED exam to finish high school. So it's basically Community the movie, except without anywhere near the hilarity or the greatness that made Community what it was. But yeah, the movie looks like the typical comedy you would expect to see from Kevin Hart and Tiffany Haddish and its director Malcolm Lee. While I'm not expecting this to be like a groundbreaking movie or even the unexpected success of Girls Trip the year before, with Night School, you expect a little bit more with the people involved in here, but what you get here was the finished product is basically just kind of a mixed bag comedy overall. I mean, the only reason that it gets any enjoyment is because of Hart and Haddish. These two do work off each other very well. They prove that they have enough power to do movies like this and be really funny in them and hold it together just on that alone. They have the best moments in the movie, even with some of the more ridiculously stupid jokes in the film. But really, the biggest con of this whole movie is that this movie is not only bad sitcom-style humor, but bad CBS-style sitcom humor. I mean, this is the type of humor that you would see on a show like The Neighborhood, or a show like Two Broke Girls, or The Big Bang Theory. Just this comedy that is clearly made for a specific audience. It's not there to be anything groundbreaking or it's not there to be anything that funny in particular. It's the typical laugh track comedy, and not the good kind of laugh track comedy overall. I mean, there's way too many moments where there's not only bad humor, but the points where, like I said, the film literally stops because they think the audience is going to be laughing so hard that there has to be a pause in the action. And if a movie has to force a spot for you to laugh at, then it's not doing its job right at all. The script goes for the same types of tropes and cliches you expect to see in a comedy like this. You can literally pinpoint what's going to happen in every single part of the film. I mean, for the most part, it's not terrible, but it's just an okay movie. It's a movie where, it doesn't do anything to make it one of the must-see comedies you have to see. It's about as run-of-the-mill as you can get, especially with a lot of the film's best humor coming from its stars in particular. And this director is not bad. Malcolm Lee has made a lot of really good movies that I actually have enjoyed. Like, I really liked a lot of his movies. The Best Man film, Barbershop The Next Cut, Girls Trip. I like Space Jam: A New Legacy, Welcome Home Roscoe Jenkins, Undercover Brother, Rollbound, Soul Man. The worst thing this guy has ever directed is Scary Movie 5. This film in particular may come as about as close as you can get to being downright terrible. Actually, I haven't seen Strong, so I can't really tell you if that's any good or not. But well, it just came out recently, so yeah, the reviews aren't looking too good on that. So who knows? Maybe that'll join the list of his worst films in particular. But yeah, overall, there's so many better movies that everyone involved has been in, and this is just one of those films where it's just kind of like, it's there. If it's like on HBO or FXX at late night down the road, or Comedy Central or whatever network would be showing a movie like this on there, it's worth a watch there if there's literally nothing else on. But you shouldn't rush out to see this one by any means necessary. If you find it somewhere for like a cheap price, watch it then. That's the best. If that's the best I can do for you, then the film probably didn't do its job overall. But it's, like I said, it's not terrible, and I've seen much worse. So let's get to a really good movie that definitely deserves a lot more appreciation than it did back then, because this thing kind of came and went. It's the animated feature from Warner Brothers, that is Smallfoot.
I saw one.
A Smallfoot. There's no such thing as a Smallfoot.
There are more small feet below the clouds.
I'm gonna prove it.
Let's do this. Man, that is a long way down.
Channing Tatum, James Corden, Zendaya, Common, LeBron James, Gina Rodriguez, Yara Shahidi. Smallfoot. This film is not yet rated.
See, this always seems to happen with Warner Brothers Animation Division. They make a great movie at first, and then they just kind of just fade out of existence overall. It's happened so many times since the 1990s. Batman Mask of the Phantasm went to theaters. It was a great movie. Then they followed it up with Thumbelina and A Troll in Central Park. Then Space Jam comes out. It's a big hit. Then they make Cats Don't Dance, Quest for Camelot, and The Iron Giant. Two of those three movies are great. Quest for Camelot is shit. The Happy Feet. You know, Happy Feet is an Oscar winner for Warner Brothers, and then they make Legends of the Guardian, great movie. The studios people don't even bother to go see them. Same thing with Cats Don't Dance and The Iron Giant. But and then of course the Lego Movie. You know, the Lego Movie's this big success. Everyone's saying it's going to be the movie that's going to change Warner Brothers animation forever. Then they make the Lego sequels, and nobody goes to see them except for the Lego Batman movie, which was a big hit. And then Storks comes out, nobody goes to see it, and Smallfoot, yeah, nobody goes to see it, and it's largely forgotten. And yeah, it's a shame because they are missing out on some really good stuff from Warner Brothers Animation. I mean, this is definitely one of their best movies that you probably have never seen. It's a movie that definitely deserves a lot more attention. You have a Yeti named Nego, played by Channing Tatum, who's convinced that a human known only as Smallfoot is real and has to prove to his tribe it does exist with the help of Nietzsche and the SES, Smallfoot Evidentiary Society. I think I got that correct, but like I said, Warner Brothers Animation has been on a roll. Even something like Teen Titans Go to the Movies. I mean, they made this studio is really good, and yet it's like people pretend like, you know, once they make one great movie, they can't make any other great films because you're not Disney, you're not DreamWorks. But you know what? They should be up there because, yeah, this is a great film. And I think it's funny because you look at the marketing for this and it just looks like your typical animated kids movie. And that's not necessarily a bad thing, but then you watch the movie itself and you end up seeing a lot more than you end up liking. It's like the studios are purposefully doing this solely on the idea of, you know, we're going to sell this as a predictable kids movie, and, you know, we're just going to make it seem so detestable that adults will have no reason to go see this movie. It's just like, why? Why are you doing that? Because you do that, and you end up seeing a lot more than you end up liking here. And yeah, there is a lot to love about this movie. I like how bright and colorful the animation is. The character designs are very good, more than what you would expect for a Warner Brothers animated film. I mean, the voice cast is great. Channing Tatum, Zendaya, Common, Gina Rodriguez, LeBron James, James Corden, Danny DeVito. They work really well here. The characters are very likable. They're well executed. And it's a nicely written script. They do a good job of establishing the relationship between the Yetis and the humans, even though when one hears the other, they're hearing mostly gibberish. I think that's a pretty funny gag. You know, the script also does a good job of avoiding typical kids movie cliches and even putting these characters in unfortunate situations where you really don't know whether or not it's the right decision or not. But the second half of the movie takes the seemingly predictable storyline but adds this new layer to it, kind of like what Hotel Transylvania, the Lego Movie, and Zootopia do, and it takes it up another level where it takes this difficult approach in the second half that I thought was very well done. But the best thing about this movie is that it's a musical. and a really good musical. And it just goes to show you how the studios, they want to make these musicals, but they are so afraid to market musicals as musicals because they're just simply afraid that if they even sing once in this movie and it's not a Disney movie, then people just aren't going to go see it. I mean, it's just like, dude, promote the musical part of your movie. I mean, I had no idea going into this that this was going to be a musical, but you know what? The music is really good. Actually, not just good, great. Like, there's a lot of good songs in this movie. I mean, one of the highlights of the movie is this great song from Zendaya. But then again, it's Zendaya. Zendaya is a great actress, but also she can sing. And it's a hell of a catchy song. Yeah, that's all throughout the movie, too. And not only that, you got Finally Free, which is a really great song by Niall Horan. Not every song is great, I'll admit. I mean, there's literally one song where it's just Under Pressure, except James Corden is adding his own lyrics, and the song is not called Under Pressure, it's called Percy's Pressure. It's just like, shut up. Like, I mean, it's the worst song in the movie, easily, but the rest of the songs are legitimately good. Like, this is Disney caliber levels almost. Not every one of them is perfect, but they're still done very well. And yeah, Smallfoot is not a classic movie by any stretch of the imagination. It's certainly not one of the greatest animated movies of all time, but it's definitely one of the best animated movies I saw in 2018. There was a lot more to appreciate to this film that sadly got overlooked. The great animation, the great voice cast, the great comedy, the well-written script, a nice message, a really great list of songs. I mean, this movie really did give you much more than you would have expected, and it's another great movie from Warner Brothers Animation that sadly got overlooked, and it's a shame because they really have something very special here, and it's definitely one I would highly recommend people just go out and see, man, because it's a movie that definitely deserves to be reappreciated as a really solid film. I love this movie, man. I love it, I love it, I love it. I can't recommend this one enough. See Smallfoot if you have not seen it. Please, I'm begging you. Please, come on. Please! I'm like Kramer from Seinfeld. Like, Jerry, I'm begging you. Please, come on, please! Like, but, anyway, that's Smallfoot. Definitely one of the best movies you'll see this weekend. One of the movies that you will see this weekend is our next movie, and that is Hellfest.
Signing a waiver?
Nobody knows what's going to happen in there.
Help me, please. Please help me. That was melodramatic. Okay, just do it. Help me!
You came here to be scared, right? Welcome to Hellfest.
Hellfest, rated R, now playing in theaters.
Which is not the remake of Hellfest from 1980. That movie was called Hell Night, which of course starred Linda Blair, and this is why I need to do my research before I do this, which I'm never going to do because I'm doing this off the cuff here, but but I'll give it this. It definitely has a plot similar to Hell Night, but yeah, it's not the same movie. You have a group of teens who are stalked by a serial killer who visit a traveling Halloween carnival. And this is directed by Gregory Plotkin, who's most known for directing, who's most known as an editor, honestly, but has also directed films such as he's been an editor working on films such as the Happy Death Day movies. He's done a lot of editing stuff all the way back to the 1990s, but recently he got a directorial debut with Paranormal Activity: The Ghost Dimension, which not really the best start overall, but I mean, he is somebody who has been a solid editor overall, and continues to work in the editing even to this very day. But every once in a while, he does direct a movie, and I'm looking at some of the films he's done, which really isn't a lot. It's 2 movies: Paranormal Activity: The Ghost Dimension, and Hellfest. And to this one's credit, it's not the worst, but it kind of just falls into one of the many problems with a CBS Films movie. You're asking a company like CBS to make a movie to make a slasher film. And how do you think that's going to play out here? Not very well, but to its credit, it's not the worst thing I would have thought it would have been. It's not bad. it's just not something that's going to be memorable. It's a type of movie that comes out around Halloween. You go and see it, and then you watch it every other Halloween when it airs on AMC's Halloween lineup. But it's a movie you're never going to want to watch again after a while. But I mean, for a CBS horror film, I expected a lot worse. I expected it to be more like a procedural, like something like a Dexter sanitized CBS version, like the 2008 versions of Dexter when they aired on CBS. Remember when the strikes happened and they needed programming to fill the slots, so they basically just said, you know, let's bring some of our Showtime shows to CBS, but we can't do put these on CBS without heavily editing them down. So here's Dexter completely sanitized. Like, that's what I was afraid this was going to be, but it's nothing like that overall. It's not bad. It's not great either, but it's definitely a lot better than I thought it was going to be, honestly. When I hear CBS making a slasher film, that's my first thought was those Dexter reruns, but it certainly is not that at all. It's passable. It's okay, but it's one I'm never going to watch again, So with all that said, let us go ahead and move on to our next movie. And you know what? This is the 150th anniversary of Little Women, the classic book that was made into several different adaptations, most notably before this, the 1994 film. So that means that we're going to have a refreshing new look of the story done by one of the up-and-coming directors of our time, and that is, of course, Greta Gerwig. So let's take a look at Little Women.
Welcome to your castles in the air. Fill them wisely. Love, Marmee. I, Amy March. I, Margaret March. I, Elizabeth March. I, Joe March.
Will be a very successful writer and do all the things.
A rich and famous painter.
You don't know what it's like to have everyone else make fun of your nose.
Will have a family of my own. I want to make friends and go to parties and talk to guys our own age. I think this is my castle. Just being here with all of you.
Fooled you. You're getting the shitty Pureflix version before you get to see the Greta Gerwig version. So take that, fuckers. Yeah, sorry for any of my audience out there that loves these Pureflix movies, but yeah, this movie is about as bad as you think it is. When you hear Pureflix and Little Women, yeah, it's obviously not going to turn out very well here. Set in the early 2000s, four sisters grow up together. Jo is an aspiring writer who travels to New York and eventually marries her professor, Freddie Bear. Beth plays the piano, has a battle against cancer throughout the movie, and eventually dies of leukemia. Amy becomes an internationally renowned painter and marries Theodore Lawrence, played by Lucas Grabel. Meg, who struggles with wanting to be happily married versus being able to help with her family's finances, marries Laurie's former tutor and has twins. And also, Leah Thompson is involved in this movie, and yeah, the end results here are about what you expect when you hear Pureflix and Little Women. Yeah, it's definitely a movie that's going to be heavily sanitized as hell. And yeah, these characters that are so three-dimensional in the books and other adaptations are going to be turning into the most stock, bland. You know, a review from The Wrap pretty much sums it up. They're basically Hallmark Channel characters. They're nothing but cardboard cutouts and nothing that really shows what the purpose of the book was all about here. And it's a really bad movie, man. And not only that, it's also a musical too. And unlike Smallfoot, though, it is not a good musical at all. The songs in here are pretty terrible. So, yeah. If you want my advice, just wait another year. Then you'll get the good Little Women movie. The good one directed by Greta Gerwig. A movie that treats these characters legitimately like real people and not this sanitized piece of garbage, whatever the hell this movie was. So, yeah. Needless to say, you should avoid Little Women like the plague. So, yeah, if you want a palate cleanser, here it is right here. And it's one of the best documentaries of the year, won the Oscar for Best Documentary, and it's not hard to see why. This is Free Solo.
It's one of the best films of 2018.
If you're seeking perfection, Free Solo is as close as you can get.
It's triumphant and visually staggering, with breath-stopping cinematography, and deserves the biggest screen in the best theater you can find. Now is your chance to experience the most cinematic documentary of the year.
It does feel good to feel perfect for a brief moment.
Free Solo. Experience it at IMAX.
Once again, kind of like Smallfoot, not the best marketing campaign. I mean, what the hell was that narrator doing? I mean, it felt like that was our first look at AI in particular. When you hear that voice, it just felt like so monotone, so uninterested in what's going on here. It just kind of like, I mean, this is one of the best documentaries of the year, man. 2018 has been definitely a really good year for documentaries, and of course this one is no exception to that rule here. It profiles rock climber Alex Honnold on his quest to perform the first ever free solo climb on a route on El Capitan in Yosemite National Park in California in June of 2017. And the movie was so successful that it eventually got put into IMAX theaters. That was actually a TV spot for the January 2019 release of the film in IMAX. And yeah, if I had a chance to see this in IMAX, I would have easily gone to see this because, yeah, this is a movie that definitely feels like it should be seen on the biggest screen possible. It's a film where it keeps you invested all across the board here. The rock climbing aspects of this are really impressive, and you feel like that you're there with this going on. And it's a very intense film. You are watching this guy hoping that he's going to make it through, and there are times when it definitely feels like that he's going to make that one mistake and risk his life in particular here. But yeah, it's a great movie, man. It's a really enjoyable movie. It's one I would highly recommend checking out if you haven't seen it. I mean, it's definitely one of the best documentaries you'll ever, not just this year, but probably you'll ever see in your life. It's that good. It's a great film, man. Free Solo is one I definitely recommend checking out. So, with all that said, let's go ahead and move on to our last movie that we have here, The Old Man and the Gun, which I thought was a Jeff Bridges film, but no. Turns out it's one of Robert Redford's last movies.
Ladies and gentlemen, this bank has just been robbed. Step on it.
There's only one thing. What did you say you do?
Well, that's a secret.
And what is that?
So how did the same three guys get away with all that?
Well, they haven't gotten away with it. They just haven't been caught yet.
Now there is just one way.
Old guy with a gun. That's just kind of a funny story.
Just one day.
The Old Man and the Gun, rated PG-13. Now,
And I didn't know that David Lowery also directed this. These two worked together on Pete's Dragon, and, you know, this is the last film that Robert Redford did before retiring altogether, and it was the last film he did before he passed away in 2025. But, hey, what a hell of a way to go out, man. This is another great underrated film of his. He stars as Forrest Tucker, a career criminal and prison escape artist, and is loosely based on the script is loosely based on the 2003 article in the New Yorker titled "The Old Man and the Gun," which was later collected into the book by David Grain, "The Devil and Sherlock Holmes," and also features a cast that includes Casey Affleck, Danny Glover, Tika Sumpter, Tom Waits, Sissy Spacek. And like I said, directed by David Lowery, and a really good movie overall. Like, this is a film that, another great movie that just kind of came and went. It didn't become the big blockbuster hit. It didn't become the big awards contender that they were hoping for, although Robert Redford did get a Golden Globe nomination for this. But it is a really good movie, man. It's a film that I was not expecting to be as good as it was. But, yeah, I mean, Robert Redford did make some bangers in his last couple of years working. I mean, this, Pete's Dragon, All That's Lost, Truth. This guy was committed to his craft, even as, you know, he was coming to the twilights of his career in particular, and he was just, he was outstanding in a lot of really good movies, man. Like these are definitely movies that you should check out if you want to see some of Robert Redford's best late works. I mean, this is definitely a film that deserves some definite reappraisal overall. It's a great movie, a really well-made film, and a great cast overall. Not just with the people I mentioned, but you also have John David Washington in this, Elizabeth Moss, Keith Carradine, just terrific cast, a great movie. The late Isaiah Whitlock is in here. I mean, it's a great film. It's one you should definitely check out if you haven't seen it already. I really enjoyed it, man. It's a really good, well-made film. The Old Man and the Gun, a must-watch film. Check it out. And so, with all that said, we wrap up another episode of Time About the Movies, and we'll jump into October on the next episode as we take a look at Sony's first attempt to create a cinematic universe outside of Spider-Man with Venom. Tom Hardy starring in that, directed by Ruben Fleischer. Turns out to be a big hit, but I've avoided these movies for the longest time, so finally time to delve into them, unfortunately. So we'll take a look at Venom on the next episode. We'll also take a look at Bradley Cooper's directorial debut, one of the best films of the year that you'll see, and that is A Star Is Born. So we'll take a look at that. And then we'll also take a look at The Hate U Give, another great movie that kind of got overshadowed in 2018. A lot of really good movies that didn't get the proper respect they deserve, and this film definitely deserves that and then some, man. So we'll take a look at those three films: Venom, A Star Is Born, and The Hate U Give. That will come up tomorrow on the show, and I hope you will join me for that. With all that said, though, thank you so much for watching this. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please go ahead and do me the honors of hitting that like button, that subscribe button, and that notification. And also, don't forget to check out our playlist, and don't forget to check out our playlist. Check out some of the... let me do that again. Check out the playlist down here. Check out the previous episode we did before. So, Anyway, with all that said, I'm going to go to bed, and I will see you guys next time. And whether it's in the past, the present, or the future, I will see you at the movies. Take care.